So I noticed that the customer name is being hidden now on the DoorDash app when you accept an offer. I'm going to put some split screens here. I noticed it this week. People are talking about it, sending me comments and emails, text messages. And I'm going to tell you exactly why DoorDash is doing it. Now, I need to say this. I haven't heard from DoorDash. They haven't told me this, but I feel extremely confident in this opinion as to why they're doing it. I'm also going to talk a little bit about yesterday's video about the Driver Utility Helper app and answer a couple of questions about that. Let's go. But the first thing I need to say is what I'm going to tell you about the customer name being hidden. It does come. I'm gonna break it down like a math equation for y'all. And some of you guys are gonna be like, I can't believe he just said that. It's fine. Just keep watching. But let's get into the Driver Utility Helper now. A lot of you guys in yesterday's video, a lot of good comments, crazy comments, a lot of engagement. Appreciate that. Some of you guys have downloaded the app already. That's great. I think you're gonna really like it. Now, a lot of comments about, well, Pedro, this is basically a tanking your AR app. What if I need top dasher? What if I'm in the diamond zone? A great question, great comment. The one thing I think some of you guys missed there is, so let's say you're a top dasher. Let's say you want to use this app, but you don't want to tank your AR. You don't want to use the auto decline function. Don't. Only use the auto accept or use the block function or the other functions that are there. But if you want to use the auto decline, because even as a top dasher, you shouldn't, and you don't have to take $2 and $3 orders or $4 orders going more than 4 miles per se, right? You can set the parameter. And if you are somebody that wants to raise your AR at the end of the month, simply set your parameter as an example. Let's say you want to do orders that have at least a $2 tip on there. So you'll do a $4.25 going 2 miles, let's say, or a mile or whatever. You'll still see those. Set your minimum lower, and you just won't see the $2 or $3 orders. And you can still get your acceptance rate higher, and you still won't see the trash. So you're going to be able to drive safer because you're hitting buttons on your phone less. You're going to save yourself the aggravation of seeing a $2 or $3 miserable clown ass order, and still see the ones that are for a mile or 2 or 3, whatever parameters you set. It's customizable, minute to minute, day to day, hour to hour, and then at the end of your shift, you can look and see what got auto decline, and then adjust it if you say, oh, you know what, I would have wanted to take that order. You can adjust it as much as you want. Check the description for the link to sign up. If you want the free app version of that, because the link will get you to the $9.99 a month, okay? If you want the free option, Google Middleton Technologies, and you'll find the free option just by doing that. Now, let's get into today's topic. Well, sorry, before we get into that, I will be using that app and showing you more features in real time, doing some lives. I thought about doing it today, but it just did not work out with timing of other things I had going on, and I want to make sure that that content that I show you is in real time and it's raw and you see every single thing that I see. So that will happen next week with the Driver Utility Helper app. So let's get into it. I want you guys in your market, let me know in the comments, have you seen this? I'm going to put split screens now and cutaways. You accept an order, it says customer. It gives you the address, so you know that. So if it's in an area you don't want to go to and you're like, oh, I don't know, you can still drop it or unassigned order. Not the end of the world, guys, okay? It says customer. And basically when you get, and this is on single or stacks, or add to routes. So as you see in here, I'm showing you guys customer. You get to one, like this pasta house one I did today. I get there, I confirmed I arrived, then the name pops up. And then the other one, it still says just customer until I get to the store. I confirm I arrived, then the name and the information pops up. Now I'm seeing item amounts in some places, and they're not hiding that all the time, but the customer name is gone, just says customer. Okay. Now let's start with a couple things why I think this could be bad. Now, first thing is obvious to me. If I am, and this isn't going to happen often, but let's say I accept an order and I want to call the place to ask them a question. Hey, are you guys open, or can you start this, or whatever it is, right? I don't have a name to give them, but I might have some item numbers, or I might have the particular item, so that might help. But that kind of sucks, not knowing the name. Secondly, we should be able to see a name. It's a simple thing. We should have that information. I'm going to tell you right now the first reason out of two why I think DoorDash is doing this. Number one, This is a way for them to combat the Dashers that steal orders. Now, follow me along here. Some of these Dashers that are doing this, stealing orders, clearly are not smart. They're really bad drivers. They're not intelligent. They just don't care about much at all. But I think by not having a name, they might think, well, okay, now I don't know the name. So when I get there, I don't have a name to tell them. And maybe it's more of a confrontational thing. I got to talk to an employee. I can't just grab the bag that says Pedro on it because I don't know the name. They might not know that. But they also don't realize, well, then you just drive to the store. If you still want to steal it, you can. You just drive there, confirm you arrive, you still see the name. But I do believe it's one small way for them to combat that from happening. And I think it will help overall for DoorDash and the consumers. By not the drivers, the stealing drivers, by not seeing the name initially. What do you guys think? Now let's get to the second reason. Now, this second reason might offend some people. I think some people will understand it. This is my mind and how I think. It doesn't mean that this is necessarily accurate or should be accurate, but I believe it to be a reason. I think it could be a glitch too. Let's just get that out the way. It could definitely be a glitch, and DoorDash tests things. We all know that. This isn't a big deal. Everybody that's making a big deal about it, I think, is way overreacting. I need to get that out the way first. So if you're like, I can't see the name, shut up. Nobody cares, okay? It's not a big deal. You can still facilitate the orders. Not a big deal. I did it today. No issues at all. I believe there are a decent amount of DoorDash drivers that they don't want to deliver to certain people based on a name. They might see, oh, Pedro's the customer's name. I'm not delivering to Pedro. Maybe they had a bad interaction last time and that Dasher doesn't want to go back to Pedro and he sees the address. Completely understand that 100%, right? Totally get it. I mostly think, and this might be conspiracy, but I believe it to be true. I believe the scenario I gave you, I don't want to deliver to Pedro. Maybe you don't even know Pedro, but based on the name, that Dasher will drop the order. They see Chick-fil-A, a Burger King, a McDonald's, a pizza place, whatever, and they see Pedro, they see Tyrone, they see Karen, they see Billy Bob, whatever name that they feel they don't want to associate themselves with, they'll drop the order. Now, you guys tell me if you think that's crazy or not, right? But I believe that could be one of the reasons. That could be, along with the stealing, mostly probably the stealing. But I believe there are Dashers that will look at a name after accepting it, because we don't see the name initially, right? But after you accept it, you used to see the name. And then you could, oh, I don't want to deliver to that person. And they'll make assumptions based on the name. And if you think people don't make assumptions based on a name, I'm not sure what world you're living in. People do. Not everybody, but enough people make a name, make an assumption on a name. I'll give you a quick story. Just to manage restaurants, if you guys didn't know that. Managed restaurants for a long time, did a lot of interviews, a lot of hiring, a lot of firing. I would work with people, okay, other managers that would look at an application, see a name at the top of the application and not call that person because of a name. I've had to fire somebody because of that. He blatantly said, I'm not calling that person, and put it in the pile of whatever and didn't even call him because of the name on the application. Complete prejudice, complete stereotype. I believe Dashers and delivery drivers do the same thing. I believe you're watching this and you do that. I also believe many of you don't do that. But that is a reality of the situation. And if you don't see the name, but then you drove a couple miles or whatever it is to get there and you're already at the store, the likelihood of you keeping the order goes up. Versus if you're sitting in a parking lot, you see the name and you might just drop it because you don't want to deliver to Pedro. You don't want to deliver to Billy Bob or Karen or Tyrone. You guys tell me what you think about that. And for everybody worried about not seeing the name, you're still going to see the name. You're still going to see it when you get to the store. So if it was worth your time to accept the order, whether you're using the app and it's auto accepting it because it made miles to money sense for you and it was good, or you saw it and you actually accepted it yourself like most of us do, and you're like, oh, it looks good. It's $6. It's going 2 miles. I'm going to take that right now. The name should be irrelevant in 99.9% of the cases. And in the case that you recognize the name because you had a bad experience, drop it, report them, call DoorDash, whatever you need to do. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. I expect some of y'all to agree with me. I expect some of you guys to not agree with me. Why do you think DoorDash is not showing the customer name initially until you get there? Drop your comments. I'm sure many of you might have a way better theory. Maybe you know something. Maybe you work for DoorDash. DoorDash, tell us why you're doing it if you're watching this. I'm going to attribute you, and you could let us know in the comments. Let the drivers know. Give us the real reason. This is what I think. But I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all. And for anybody that wants to come at me in the comments, Pedro, people don't discriminate against names. I can't help you. You're not an intelligent person. I would love for you to leave a comment, but if you think that doesn't happen still in 2023, you're the kind of person that probably does it, or you've been sleeping under a rock for the last 80 years. So check out the pinned comment, check out the description, sign up for the driver utility helper. If you use the Google way to find out that app versus the link's the easiest way. Type in the promo code BetonYou in the box. You'll see one after you have to put in your email and whatnot and your contact information. There'll be another box, third box down. Type in BetonYou, BetonYou, so that Gary from Middleton Technologies knows that I sent you there and he can take care of you. And also, I would be happy Mother's Day to my mom. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I believe, another opinion here, I believe all the women working out there, the moms, the grandmas that are hustling, the single moms out there that are doing this kind of work, you're the real DoorDash grinders out here, okay? You're doing way more better things than me. I'm just a dude delivering McDonald's. All the single moms out there doing it and supporting their kids, and you're 100% of income. You're a real one. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you get to enjoy Mother's Day, doing whatever you want, sleeping in, not messing with the kids, seeing the kids, doing whatever the hell you want to do on Mother's Day. All moms should be able to do that. And to all the dads out there, the husbands, the boyfriends, the sons, I think there's a lot of women that don't want flowers and candies, and that they don't want to be taken to the local little pasta joint. Like, don't assume. Ask them what they want. Or they might have left you clues around. They might want to have a day where they hang out with their girlfriends or their sister or whatever. Or maybe they want to hang out with their kids. Find out what they really want that day. Maybe they don't want breakfast in bed. Maybe they want to sleep in and you take the kids out of the house. Shout out to the moms out there. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. If you like this video or others, check out this one here. Consider hitting subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.